thank the God to my and not to have a raining day today. And today is the biggest event than ever because I've been doing this for over 10 or 15 years now for the International Leadership Foundation. What can be more important to have a future leader that will lead us to a better society, a better country? That is a very noble mission. That is the reason that why Joe Zaba and also Qin Dong asked me to be the region president, and I said yes, and I've been doing this for over 15 years, I think. So, I am just grateful and happy that I can have this honorable situation to help the students all over the United States and create maybe a future leader, a future president for the United States. What can be more noble and better than that? I love Milo, and I am grateful, Jimmy, for you to give me this chance. And I'm thankful. And today, we love Seattle, we love the United States, we love our country, but they need our help. That is the reason that I asked all the candidates from city council people. Only the good one is here, the bad one is not here, don't worry about it. The good one is here, and I have about 4 or 5 candidates in here, including Jesse Dan is going to be the board commissioner, and we have district number 2, number 3, number 4, number 7, they're all here because they are going to make the Seattle a better, a safer place to live. And we all have to support that, don't we? Seattle was number 1 and number 2, that started to the safest city in the United States. And now today is the bottom line. What a shame. Yeah. We want to get a better city council to the Seattle. We want common sense to run the Seattle. And I don't know about you guys. I am sick and tired of the way the city council is being run. And I want to make a difference. And you all will help the city council people. And I think that is a very important motion. And today I want to talk about another thing. Even though maybe Qian might not like me because I'm not talking about ILF. But indirectly, it helped the students of the United States. We have the best East-West library in the West Coast. It's been running for 86 years. And then this time, somebody want to ruin our East-West library. And I am standing up with Dr. Sun. Dr. Sun, raise your hand, please. Yes. And they want to throw away 30,000 books away in the garbage can. They want to kind of lose our Asian culture. They want to ruin our Asian library. And I hope all of you will support to this very noble mission. But today, the most important thing, besides that we have a mission, I hope every one of you have a very good time here. Got to know Joe Sakaba and also Qin Dong. And when we have a good time, look at it, it's not raining. Oh my God. So have a good time, but don't forget your mission. And I am so happy we have so many students here. I think all of you are here because you guys are very passionate about International Leadership Foundation program. You all want to go to Washington, D.C. and get the great training and become the future leader, maybe the president of the United States. Thank you so much.
Today, because we worked until midnight last night, so we didn't have to work in the house. We tend to be more, I guess, productive in that we're willing to work late hours so that we can get Saturday off. So, unfortunately, the Senate's still working. Hopefully, they're passing my bill and other House bills. So, I've been in politics for 20 years now, and I was, at that time, I was making speeches like, I'm busy with 3 kids, I have a full-time job as an insurance agent, and I really have a full plate, and yet running for office. And it was because the city of Shoreline, I thought, was making some decisions that I didn't like. So I ran, and then I lost. And then I ran again 2 years later, and I won. And I was a council member, thank you. I was a council member, and then because of the way Shoreline elects a mayor, I became mayor of Shoreline in 2008. And little did I know, the next day I was big news because I was the first Korean American female mayor in all of United States of America. So I'm famous. Thereafter, because it was really hard work, we were getting paid very little. We had no staff. Just like Janice knows, and Councilmember Zahn knows, that it's a lot of work with people yelling at you all the time, right? So I became a grumpy mayor and I lost my seat, but the good news was the next year there was an opening, so I got to run for the House, and I have won 7 terms as state representative. So I guess the message I want to convey to you is no matter what your walk of life is, or what your career goals are, or what you want to achieve, don't give up and pay attention to what's happening at the city council level, at the state level, even the school districts, and let's see, even utility districts. Run for something, attend the meetings, do the hard work, and someday the opening will occur. I mean, let's see, Councilmember Chen knows that from Edmonds that let's see, you ran twice.
No,
just once? Oh, okay. But you went for appointments, or you?
I did.
Yes. And so don't give up. Opportunities occur, and from being a unhappy attendee at city councils to now, I chair the Innovation, Community and Economic Development and Veterans Committee. It's a long name because it's a committee that I got to collect a whole bunch of items or issues that I love to work on. I started out in transportation because that's why I wanted to go to the State House. And then eventually I discovered, you know what, I like economic development, I like broadband, I like telecommunications, and housing. I was a housing committee chair for 5 years. And so all of those interests knit together to providing jobs, economic development, and of course the bottom line is that it helps people. So it's about the people, whether we are immigrants, like many of you and I are, or if we were born here, whether we got to go to private schools or public schools, whatever our walk of life. And so I love America, and especially Washington State, and so please stay engaged, and as long as you promise not to run against me, I will share my traits with you. Thank you.
Viola is because when I'm in spaces as a city council member, whether it's locally or I just came back from Washington, D.C. because I'm on the board of directors for the National League of Cities, of which of the 40 board of directors, there are only 2 Asians. 2. And when we think about how many elected officials around the country are API, I'm actually also was a former president of the Apollo group, that's the API elected officials, which Chilene was one of our panel speakers when we were in DC, because I think we grow up thinking that politics isn't for us. And I think what that means is more and more for our younger generations, we need to help them grow the pipeline, see the possibilities, get civically engaged, whether that is working for congressional people on the Hill in DC, working in Olympia, or serving in local elected office in Washington. I would say the other thing I think we need to do is continue to promote the idea that working in government is also quite transformational. We can make a difference. My day job, I work for the Port of Seattle. I'm the director of engineering. And what I see is that there's so many opportunities for us as Asian Americans to show up, to show how much we contribute to society. society, and how much our voice matters, and how much our ideas matter, and how much we grow in the innovation, like Cindy or Reverend was talking about in her innovation committee. So I would encourage all of you that have kids to have them think about how they can stand up more, speak up more, make sure that they know that as Asian Americans, although we grew up thinking we should just work hard, keep our heads down, and stay quiet, that is actually not honoring what gifts we can bring. And I think that with I-11 and all the different programs that they have, that is a pipeline. That's the way that we can continue to grow and have more and more of a voice, so that we are both celebrating the culture and the diversity and the talents and the smarts that we bring, as well as make sure that we're normalizing, socializing the fact that people that look like us belong in city councils, in county councils, in state houses, as well as in DC. And so I hope one day, not too soon, in the near future, that we see more people like us running for president, like we saw, 2 years ago with Andrew Yang. So anyway, I'm super excited to be here and support. Thank you.
Just an office, and we have an ILF meeting online. And last year, I remember it was April 23rd, we were here. And today, April 8th, we got more people here. So why we are here? I think that Sheldon just have all I said, because we saw the hope. I mean, the leader, the recipient of the scholarship to the ILF, to White House, serve as the beacon of hope. You know, about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, my office report a lot of filing and people and my office say, hey, you know, these kind of Asian people got abused, kind of, you know, got pushed in the streets, so many violence against Asian. So I got a chance to speak with Chief Diaz and the Seattle Chief Police. And he said, you know what, the Asian people seem to be very, very polite, and you never report. So please do report, so they can make registration, they can analyze, they can make the change. So I mean, this story tells that the ILF do serve this opportunity, you know, provide a chance, opportunity for the young students, or for the young leaders, to get a chance to meet with the government, you know, to go to the White House, to the U.S. administration, and to be connected and show them the AAPI can serve as the kind of supporting and reliable force in the community. So I'm really glad. So I have been always a strong supporter for ILF, not even here, but also when I was in Washington DC, my service over there. So I'm so glad to meet Judy and Joy today. Finally, I got a chance to see Joy. I don't know about you, but I served in Washington DC. So it's a really, really good chance for us to, you know, speak a few words to send my my best wishes and my respect for ILF. So thank you for inviting me here, and I do look forward to see more and more the recipient of your states go to Washington DC. Thank you so much.
Like today, this house becomes so small, so yeah.
I need to be a bigger place.
Bigger place. Anyway, my name is Will Chen, and I'm in City Council, and also a CPA. Today, we have been working 7 days a week. But when Xiaoyan said International Leaders Foundation have an event, I was like, we can wait a little bit, those tax returns. But today I'm here not only because of this wonderful place, but more importantly is all of you, the young faces that I'm seeing. Myself, I'm a first-generation immigrant, like Representative Cindy Lui and many others in the crowd. So my journey probably is similar to a lot of you. Have a lot of hard work and long hours, and you know, lucky for me, I kept getting education and were able to break, kind of realize my American dreams in many ways. But today I have a new dreams. Before I tell you my dreams, I want to kind of lay a foundation, which is for us. We have our skin color that we cannot change, right? And no matter how many generations we live in America, and I'm a proud US citizen, I'm naturalized. Sometimes I told people that I'm neutral because I'm naturalized. When I make council decisions, I'm neutral. But what I want to say is, no matter how many generations that we live here, when we walk out, when we appear in public space, people always point to us, you are Chinese, you are Asian, you are Korean. The other day, I was lucky to hear our former governor, Gary Luck, was speaking at our beautiful Emmons Waterfront Center. We had a little bit fundraising. And you know, Emmons is 80% population is Main Street. So somebody walked up to me, told me that Gary Luck was Chinese. I said, no, he's American. So my dream is one day, we walk out there, people will treat us like Americans. Not saying to us, you are Chinese, you are Korean, you are Asian. We are proud Americans. And this dream will become true only when all of us come together. We speak up, especially those young people. I see hope. When you step up, you encourage yourself, self-motivation, and with all the Xiaoyang, all the leaders here, give us directions, a support foundation to stand upon. Those four soldiers from John, our founder, that those young people can stand on. I think my dreams will come true one day. Thank you.
Sends his greetings to everyone here. And I have a couple of messages as well. The first is to the incoming and outgoing board members of the International Leadership Foundation. I just want to thank you for your service to this organization. The International Leadership Foundation has done so much to introduce young people to the world of politics and policy and government. It's a huge help, and we need lots of help right at the moment. And my second message is to the young people here today, and I'm delighted to see you here. I'm happy that you are interested in finding out more about government, about policy, about making a better future for all of us. I think you've heard some inspiring words here today. I was delighted to hear Representative Ryu say that she ran for office because she wasn't happy with the way things were being run. That's what needs to be done. If you are not happy with the way things are, get up and change them. Because I'll let you all in on a secret. You're thinking, when are we going to push the older people aside and take over? The answer is, it's going to happen, because it always does. We are always waiting for the next generation of leaders, and I'm very happy to be here today to see this next generation. Thank you.
And give her a round of applause. Cindy, Janice, Will, James, thank you so much for your kind remarks. Very, very inspirational. And I want to take this opportunity to thank all our advisors, volunteers, students. Thank you very much for coming, before the Easter. It's so wonderful to see all of you are here. As Vanessa mentioned, I'm the President and CEO of National Asian Pacific Islander American Chamber of Commerce and Entrepreneurship, which is my full-time job. International Leadership Foundation is my volunteer work, but I love my volunteer work more than my full-time job. I'll give you some, very
short introduction about the national aids. We represent 2.65 AAPI small business owners throughout the country, and we have 120 affiliate AAPI chambers and partners throughout the country. Last week, I was here. We co-host the White House initiative on ANHPI Economic Summit. And Mayor was there, and Mike Fung, everybody knows him. You know, it was a great event, and we are doing this all over the country. But for me today, coming back to Seattle, I just feel it's such a strong linkage between Washington, D.C. and Seattle. There are so many great stories. Xiaoye is the one who makes that happen. Xiaoye is really a legacy in Seattle, and she is such a great, successful businesswoman, but also she dedicated herself to this community. She loves this community. And Xiaoye, thank you very much for your work. Thank you, Xiaoye. And also, there are so many good stories. I just got to give you two. Karina is the ILM Director of Public Affairs, and her husband is here. And they met each other in Seattle 30 years ago. And then they moved to Washington, D.C. So when I went to Washington, D.C., they just helped me to take me around, introduce me around. They did not ask anything, return. And now their daughters here with them. They're all family here. All family is still here. They're meeting, everybody celebrate. And her daughter is the president of a Taiwanese American professional. And they have chapters all over the country, including Seattle. So it doesn't matter, young people from Taiwan, from China, from Hong Kong, we want to educate them. We want to cultivate them. We want them to grow. We want them to be better than all of us in the future. And also I want to acknowledge Clayton Fung. Clayton Fung, he was the youngest appointee during the governor to Beijing. And then my first appointment within Governor Wilson's state of California is because of Clayton Fung. Clayton, where are you? And most importantly, while Clayton was running for state assembly, my husband and I, we met and we got a bondage during the campaign. So Clayton, thank you so much. Joe and I were both Republican, but we're very fortunate we'll be able to work bipartisan. And 2022, I was appointed by Secretary Janet Yellen as an advisory commission on racial equity. So I had the privilege to work with the White House. I've been invited to White House to meet with President Biden to share with him about anti-AAPI hate issue and also economic summit. And I'm just so, very proud of our community's doing, because whatever you are doing here, I'll be able to report back and let them know our community cares so much about our pride. We are part of America. We are American. So I think it's just so wonderful to see all of you willing to dedicate yourself to educate, to cultivate, to support the next generation. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce the founder of the International Leadership Foundation, Joe Zabat. Joe Zabat, when he got this good idea, and he wants to enhance the position of the Asian American community. I hope it's because he loves me. But I think most importantly, he thinks Asian American community is such a great value. If we help to enhance the position of the Asian American community, it's helped America as a whole. So it is the patriotism from himself, try to enhance the position, not all for the current community, but also for our next generation. Joe is a Georgetown graduate, Harvard MBA, and he has been in transportation for most of his life. And he was the acting undersecretary And you have seen the video. He was doing the White House briefing. It was Tony Fauci at that time. He and Tony Fauci, during the transition time, he is able to serve the two task force of the White House of COVID task force. And recently, he has been nominated by President Biden as an Amtrak board of directors. So I just have to say, I really appreciate Joe spent a lot of time with students. During the 4th of July, he spent like 10 hours, trying to save a good spot for students being able to watch very, very good fireworks during the 4th of July. Let's welcome Joe Sabat.
This is somebody who knows all the dirt and you have no idea where the introduction is going to go. So thank you for that kind introduction. Also shout out to Xiaoyan, beautiful house. I can say some more wonderful words about her going in here. Pulling all of us together for this event, I can't say enough. So it pains me to start my remarks by disassociating myself from one of Xiaoyan's comments. So we, the International Leadership Foundation, we are a non-profit organization. We are not involved in any way, shape, or form in any campaigns for any offices. Xiaoyan is a passionate supporter of the Seattle community. I personally have no doubt that the candidates that she supports are good ones, but the International Leadership Foundation takes no position on any of the races. If Cindy said to me, even if somebody runs against you. Back in 2000, Xiaoyan and I started the International Leadership Foundation, and it was a passion project. It was the two of us, and we had friends, we had advisors. We were the ones, we had no staff, we did the work. And it was a labor of love for us. And as Xiaoyan mentioned, for her, the driving force behind this was, this is something that's going to help make the Asian Pacific American, specifically the Chinese American community, more effective, more integrated into American society. And for me, in case you haven't noticed, I'm not exactly an Asian Pacific American. My motivations were a little bit different. Yes, she's right, I do it because I love her, and doing something your wife loves is always a good thing to do if you want to be a respected husband. But I really do believe in those founding principles of America, where they say that all men, and now they say all people, are created equal. America is the first country in the world created on the idea that citizens are not because of who you are, where you were born, what your bloodline is, what country you came from, but you choose to be American. Anyone can be that. But the challenge is, to be an effective American, you have to understand that being a citizen not only gives you rights, but also gives you responsibilities. But how do you act to be an effective American? And so Xiaoyan and I met each other in the early 1990s in California. You could say that Asian American, especially Asian American immigrants, were very economically successful. In certain types of educational attainment, they were very successful. They were being successful in America, but they were not yet of America. They were not part of the American family. And so part of what we wanted to do with the National Leadership Foundation, in our own small way, is to say, we're going to take the future generation of, try to identify future leaders in the APA community, show them what it takes to be effective leaders within America, and help make APAs woven more into that American fashion. That's what we've been doing now, starting our 24th year. So, our first 2 years were in Sacramento, California. We never had more than 6 or 8 fellows each year. Because the truth is, if you're outside of California, nobody wants to spend the summer in Sacramento. It's a hot place to be. But those 2 years gave us great experience. When we both got appointments in the federal government, and we moved down in 2001, we brought the foundation with us, and it took off beyond our wildest dreams. So today, in our 24th year, this summer, we're going to have 35 fellows from across the country, outstanding college students from across the country, come to Washington, D.C. and participate in our program. The core of the program is 2 months of internships with a federal government agency that matches each student's area of interest. And on top of that, we have seminars, we have training, we have tours, we have everything there to help fellows learn. This is what it takes to be effective in American democracy. This is what it takes, and with respect to our elected officials, that they can hear your voice so that they know how to respond to you and to the concerns of the community. I like to use the U.S. representative as an example. A member of Congress represents almost 500,000 people right now. You can't possibly listen to all 500,000 people. So if you are a citizen and you want your voice to be heard, how can you make your voice be heard when you're one of 500,000? ILF tries to teach you how to do that, whether it's with a member of Congress, whether it's with your city council member, a state representative, or, as in my case, as a government bureaucrat, working with an appropriate federal government or state government agency to get your point across. And so this year, of the 35 fellows that we have selected from across the country, the median grade point average is 3.7. So half of our fellows are, and we don't accept freshman applicants. So these are sophomores, mostly juniors, seniors, who have 3.7 above GPAs from outstanding organizations. And we have finally reached the stage as an organization. In the first few years, you're struggling because no one's heard of you, and you're knocking on doors of federal agencies saying, will you take our interns? Now government agencies are calling us up, saying, we want to take your interns. Will you provide interns to us? And that's for two reasons. One is the high academic quality. They know that they're getting students who are smart, but also our screening process. They're getting students who are eager to learn, are hard workers, and fit well with the vibe, of each of those individual offices. That is not something that every internship program can provide. So we are proud, Chile and I both, of being able to have worked to bring the organization to this point. But we would not have made it without the support of our ILF advisors. We started in Sacramento, just the two of us. We now have 20 active chapters across the country, which have grown over the course of the last 20 years. But I have to tell you, for the last 15 years, since we've had Xiaoyang here in Seattle, there has been no chapter that has been more active, more supportive, and more integral to the success of the ILF in Seattle. So Xiaoyang, ILF, you've already met one of the 5 students we have from the Seattle area that are going to be joining our 35 fellows from across the country. That's Vanessa Lee. So she'll be coming down to I don't know which of the other ones are here, but we also have Jason Shu, Cynthia Yu, are either of you in the room? Yes, there you are. And Jessica Zhao, Christine, I'm pretty sure is not here, and Jessica is still in Oxford, so I know can't be here. But Vanessa, Jason, Cynthia, thank you all for being here with us here today. And I would also say, just for those of you who happen to be Husky alums, so in the 24-year program, we have only 20 to 35 fellows each year. Normally we get one person per school. Not infrequently we get 2. On very rare occasions, we take 3 people from one school to come to our program. Only twice in the history of the program have we had 4 people come from a single school. And the second time is this year. We have 4 Washington Huskies. So thank you for applying, for being so good. But then also, once again, go to the ILF advisors in the Seattle office, because these are the ones who help recruit, get the word out, encourage people to apply, and encourage quality students to come to our program. So we are so very, very grateful. So we bring these people to Washington, D.C. for the summer. Why do we do that? So if you're a college student, if you're a fellow, the feedback that we've gotten from them is they see the major benefit of this program is they're going to come down and they're going to get an internship in Washington, D.C. in the summer. First off, Washington, D.C. in the summer is a fun place to be, number one. Number two, so this is an internship in an area of interest that you care about, so you're going to learn more, okay? And it's a great resume. You know, it's something on your resume. I work for a federal government agency in this area. You know, now I'm graduating from college, please hire me. These are good things to have. So, but from our perspective at ILF, it's a little bit more of a bait and switch. We're perfectly fine that folks are coming down to do that, but that's not what we see as the major benefit of the program. You know, for those of you who've watched the movie The Wizard of Oz, you remember the scene where they pulled the curtain away and the bold big wizard, you know, was seen as just a normal, you know, scared human being. Government is something like that. Okay? If you're not in Washington, D.C., because you tend to see things in the news that say the federal government has decided, the government has determined. And we're out here on our own saying, who are, you know, what is this government? How does it make these decisions? It affect me. I have no input into this. So the summer in Washington, we hope to tear away the mystique of government. And the one thing that anyone will learn as they come back after working in offices in government is that Lincoln's words is government is of the people, by the people, and for the people. But we want to remind them, our fellows, that government is by the people. That decisions are made by normal human beings. They're not smarter than our fellows. Certainly not our fellows with a grade point average of 3.7. But you know, they have more experience in their jobs, but they're still human beings who are making decisions. And this gets back to, so how do you influence decisions? We can get to know the right people, and you have access to those right people, so they listen to you. So you define who the decision makers are. How do you reach out to them, and how do you get a hold of them? That's a large part of what we do. So two personal examples. Chilene alluded to the fact that
National District, Rainier Beach, Rainier Valley area, and Beacon Hill. And you know, my family immigrated here in 1887. We had a laundromat in Chinatown, right next to the waterfront. We moved a couple of times, and my family eventually opened up a restaurant. My grandparents were 30+ years in that restaurant. Every single day for 16 hours, never taking vacation, never taking a break, to build that generational wealth. And so we were able to.
Please forgive me. I'm deeply inspired by our city council candidate Tanya, and I was talking to John. Once I also ran for city council, District 5, Seattle City Council, District 5. I know how it feels. So please support these candidates. We have to make them winner. There should be